Alright, so today we're going to be using Reason 14. This is the newest version of Reason. I'm going to run through some of the features and show you how I like to sound design. I've already written this little melody here. So I'm going to go into the new track panel. We have our instrument device up the top here. I can just click to open it, and then that brings up our rack. It's a really quick way to access the synthesizer if we want to like change some of the parameters. But if you don't want to dive that deeply, you can just close this and we can hit this little folder icon, which will allow us to filter through just like presets. So we can just like siphon down through all these presets. If we want to keep it specifically like subtractor only, we can hit this one, or if we hit instrument patches, it searches through all of the synthesizers or all of the instrument devices and narrows down to these specific like tags. So now that I've found a preset that I want to go with, I can just re-hit the browser and it will hide that. If we want to open up and edit the preset, we can go into this one, or we can also just like bring up the rack while we have this track selected. So if I close this live area, then we could go rack, and that's the preset there. So it's a combination preset, so it's got multiple devices in the one. If we open the devices, we've got this M-class compressor, and we've got this mixer, we've got all of these devices on top of it. This is the preset itself in the NNXT. So these are our basic like global controls, basic parameters up here. We can also just go to this remote editor and it will drop down. So this is a little bit more sort of under the hood. Unless I'm sort of like creating a preset from scratch, or I hear something and it sticks out to me straight away and I'm like, okay, I want the attack to be a little bit faster, or maybe I want to dial in the unison or something. I don't generally play around with this. I normally like to just pick a preset and roll with it, and then sort of add devices on the end of it to sort of shape it. I'm just going to like close this device and we'll just go with this sound as it is. I might pick out like, let's say Ripley. I know Ripley's a really great way to shape sounds. So this is it's a space delay, so it's got a built-in reverb, sort of like tape style. We've got a delay built in here as well. Then we've got noise, distortion, and bit reduction, and we also have a ducker, which is kind of like sidechain. So this is kind of like a go-to device. This is a very popular device. There's a reason why a lot of people use it. There's so many parameters, so what we can do is we can just like start small. So we'll start off with the delay. Let's just keep it at like a quarter note delay, let's say. So I've chosen a really large reverb that's just going to wash this out and turn this into basically like a pad, or just like a really large texture. We'll go down the bottom here and we'll go add a new instrument. So we'll layer this. I might pick something that stands out a little bit more. I'm going to look for some kind of contrast. So maybe something with more attack that punches through. So we'll go like maybe keys and mallets. Let's go with like a bell or something. What I might do is I'll copy the clip and I'll paste it. I can click on either of those sounds and we've just got quick access to the volume, so we can quickly mix these together without having to leave the sequencer. And then the next thing that I really like about the new track panel, we have quick access to the built-in EQ. We can just bring this up and it can be as complex as we want it to. We can turn on just low pass and high pass. We can turn on the whole EQ. For me, I really like just having the high and low pass just to clean up the signal. Once we're done all of this, we can go in to the mixer and actually mix these. So I'm really liking this bell sound, but it sounds a little bit dry. I'm going to bounce this into audio. So if we just right click it and then go bounce in place, what I'm going to do is go through, I'm going to hit the razor tool. I'm just going to make some slices where each of these root notes land. So we've got this note here, this note here, this note here, and this note here. So I'm going to cut it into 4 sections. I'm going to select all of those sections at once, right click it and reverse them. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep our chords in the same progression, but it's going to reverse these notes. Now you might hear there's some clicks where the audio crosses over, so I'm just going to go in here and create some little fades, turn off this snap, create some small fades so they're pretty much like inaudible, but they're not causing us any problems. And we can also even reactivate this clip if we want. Unmute and maybe just mix it in there a little quieter. So that's going to be our main body of sound. I'm going to click on all 3 of these tracks, right click, track folder. We're going to make all 3 of these in a folder. So it basically treats them as one element when it comes down to arrangement. Just simplifies things a little more so that there's less clutter and it's obviously a lot easier to arrange. I really like that there's kind of like a quick access. If we use our arrow keys, we can just jump across. So this is our master section and we've also got 3 sends, these 3 sends here. We can hit our arrow keys and jump across. So this is the preset bipolar dimensions, and then we can jump across again, and that's our other bell preset, and then underneath it we've got the bounced audio. Now I'm going to lay down some drums, so we'll just add a new track. Instrument device, I like to use Grained Sample Manipulator. I'm going to use this to load up a one-shot. This is the default preset for Grained, so it's got like a sample in here already. We can right click, hit reset device. Basically it's going to clear out the preset so then we can add in whatever we want. I'm going to load up my sample, so I'll hit the browse folder. I've got my own drum kit in here. If I go at the top here, we've got this whole sort of preview window. So if I drag this so that we get our whole sample. Now this is like a bass, so I don't want the notes to overlap. So I'm going to turn the voices down to 1. I'm also going to set this mode to one shot. We can adjust the ADSR in this amplifier. If you want this 808 to ring out, you might want to change the release. Or you can leave it down and just make your MIDI notes like legato or, you know, longer. So if we go down here, the great thing about Grain is it has built-in effects. Now we can go into the master section, open up the rack. I'm going to put a soft clipper on the master instead of this mastering preset. I'll just delete this, add in standard clip, which is a third-party plugin. Alright, so that's it for the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. Be sure to go check out Reason 14. I'll see you in the next video.